Welcome back to The Infinite. Now, a fun detail before we start, this is actually episode 42. 42 of the Infinite media content.
42.
If you think about it, the meaning of your life is contained within the duration of this episode. Pretty profound. All right, let's jump straight into it because today Apple announced their September event that is officially happening on September 12th. Now, the tagline for this event is Wanderlust, kind of a playoff of Wanderlust. Now, I have no idea what this means. I'm just going to be honest with you. Wanderlust, I guess you could play into the Apple Watch Ultra maybe, and thinking about, maybe you give the Apple Watch Ultra satellite connectivity actually like you did with the iPhone 14. We'll see. I'm not really sure, but please leave your thoughts down below and let's chat about it because I would like to try and figure out what this means. A lot of times these invitations kind of denote something, but sometimes I never do figure out what it meant. So we'll see if this means anything or if it's just for fun. All right, the first one that should be pretty obvious is the new iPhone 15. So we're going to have the iPhone 15, we're going to have the iPhone Pro, and we might have the iPhone Ultra, or maybe they're just going to call the new iPhone Pro the iPhone Ultra. We'll see. But the main thing that I want to talk about the iPhone, other than the things that I talked about in the video last week, link up above. I'm not good enough at this yet to know where the link is going to appear, but I'll link it somehow in that little I button up there. Anyways, the big one that I haven't talked about yet that I want to chat about today is price differences. So rumor is that the new iPhone 15 Pro is going to cost about $100 more than the Pro models previously. So do you remember when the iPhone 10 came out and it was this big deal when it was $1,000, just ridiculous? Yeah, it's gonna get even a little bit crazier, but I guess that's to be expected with all the inflation that we've seen in the last year alone. But good thing is that if you're not going to be picking up a Pro/Ultra or both model, the iPhone 15 standard is rumored to stay at the same price. So we'll see what happens, but I'm kind of hoping that's the case. Of course, I'm a sucker and I always have to pick up the Pro model. I don't even use the extra camera really, as I said last week, but I'm still going to buy it because it's the Infinite. Plus, you guys need to know how it is, so now I have a good excuse for buying it. Okay, next up I want to chat about the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch has basically been the exact same watch since it came out. I think that the biggest update to the Apple Watch was the Series 4 when they gave it the redesign. And I have the Series 5, which if you're going to get an Apple Watch, I would recommend at least getting the Series 5, not even the SE, because what the Series 5 and above has is the always-on display. And to me, that's a game-changer feature. You can't live without it. But anyways, the new Apple Watch this year, again, is not rumored to see many changes. And honestly, I'm actually okay with that for the first time. I've wanted to upgrade for a long time, but just it's so much the same watch. But the reason this year's Apple Watch is going to be largely the same is that next year is the 10-year anniversary of when the Apple Watch came out, believe it or not. So next year is going to be the Apple Watch Series 10. If you remember, like we just talked about, the iPhone 10 was the biggest iPhone upgrade, and basically all the iPhones now mimic design patterns from the iPhone 10, which came out 5 years ago now. And the Apple Watch 10 should follow much of the same pattern. So if you're waiting to get a new Apple Watch, honestly, I would wait one more year. I guess we'll see what we see this year at the event. But I doubt it's going to be bigger than next year's change is going to be. I'm hoping that next year we have a whole big redesign. If you want to see a video on that, let me know down below. But I would hold out till next year. I'll tell you that right now, unless they go crazy this year, which I don't think that they will. One other thing that's rumored to be coming to the Apple Watch this year is a new color for the Apple Watch Ultra. That's really going to tempt me to purchase an Apple Watch Ultra, but I'm going to try and hold out until next year because I really would rather get the iPhone 10. But the Apple Watch Ultra is said to be coming in a space black titanium color now, in addition to the silver color that it currently comes in. Yeah, I'm looking now. It looks like they don't even have a name for this color of Apple Watch, but it's a little bit starlighty, actually. That's kind of interesting, but you can just customize your band. So anyways, a black version of that would be a really cool addition to see, I think. And again, that's going to tempt me. I have the silver Apple Watch, as you can see right here, and I'm glad that I got it, but I am ready for an upgrade, and I'd kind of like a darker version. So honestly, help me hold out, but none of you are going to help. You're going to want me to get it, and then I'm going to, and it's just going to be a disaster. But we'll see. Last thing on the Apple Watch Ultra, it is rumored to stay the same price. So fingers crossed because it's already so astronomically high. I don't know how they would possibly start charging $100 extra like they are for the iPhone, but honestly, say your prayers, people, because if that raises in price, we're in trouble. Okay, next product, let's look at the iPads. I don't think that there's going to be any updates coming to the iPad during this September event. Reason is, rumors are that there's going to be big iPad changes next year. If anything, they might update the iPad mini, which hasn't seen an update in a little while. They might give it some new refreshed specs to kind of match the baseline iPad and the iPad Air. But again, big changes coming to the iPad next year, including a revamped keyboard apparently with a larger trackpad. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But I don't think that we'd expect to see anything at the iPad this event, so I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. Okay, and last thing that I think that we can expect to see at this event is more news on the Apple Vision Pro. The Apple Vision Pro was announced a couple of months ago at WWDC 23. I expect that at this September event, they're definitely going to mention it because they want to keep it relevant in people's minds. It kind of created a lot of news when it first came out, and honestly, I have not heard much about it since then. So I think that Apple wants to kind of spruce up product in people's minds, remind people how exciting it is, probably show some additional use cases, and also announce a more specific date for when it's going to be coming. All we know right now is that it's early 2024. They might reiterate early 2024, but I think that they'd at least give a date for when pre-orders are going to be available for the product. So that, along with some additional demos of the product, I think are going to be really exciting. I'm basically 100% sure is going to be talked about at this event. Just from a marketing standpoint, you wouldn't want to go a whole event and not even talk about your new product that you announced that hasn't come out yet. So get excited for that as well. So that's everything that we know of that's planned for the new Apple September event that was just announced. Again, it's on September 12th, so coming up in a couple of weeks. Wanderlust. If you have any idea what that is, drop it below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Great to be back. And again, I hope you found the answer and the meaning to your life within the contents of this last episode, which is episode 42. All right, thanks everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.